It was February 9th, 2004, a cold, quiet Monday evening in Haverhill, New Hampshire. Snow lined the back roads, the air was still, and on a narrow, winding stretch of Route 112, something happened that would spark one of the most chilling mysteries in modern American history. Maura Murray, a 21-year-old nursing student from the University of Massachusetts Amherst, had left campus that day under strange circumstances. She emailed her professors saying there was a family emergency. There wasn't. She packed up some belongings, withdrew nearly all the money from her bank account, and hit the road, heading north. Alone. No one knows exactly why. Sometime around 7:30 p.m., Maura's black Saturn sedan veered off the road in Haverhill and crashed into a snowbank near a sharp curve. A local resident, hearing the noise, peeked out of her window and saw the damaged car. Moments later, a school bus driver passing by stopped and spoke with Maura. He later told police she seemed cold but not injured. Shaken maybe, but calm. She told him she'd already called for help and didn't need assistance. That wasn't true. There was no cell service in the area. No call had been made. He drove off, trusting her word. Just minutes later, police arrived. But Maura was gone. The car was still there, its front end dented, windshield cracked. Inside, her belongings: textbooks, a box of wine, clothes, makeup, and a stuffed animal. The driver's side airbag had deployed. A rag was found stuffed into the car's tailpipe, a bizarre detail no one could explain. But Maura, no footprints, no blood, no signs of struggle. Nothing to suggest where she went or why. It was as if she had vanished into the woods in less than 10 minutes. In those early moments, no one realized how serious this would become. The police initially treated it as a simple accident. A college student may be embarrassed, maybe drunk, maybe taking off to cool down. But as hours turned into days, and Maura didn't call home, didn't show up at school, didn't check into any hotels or hospitals, concern turned into alarm, and alarm turned into obsession. Why did she lie about the family emergency? Why was she driving to the White Mountains alone in the middle of winter? And most haunting of all, how does someone disappear completely, with no evidence, no witnesses, and no trace, in the span of a few minutes? The crash site became the center of nationwide attention. Volunteers searched the woods, helicopters scanned from above. Cadaver dogs were brought in, but nothing was ever found. Nearly 20 years later, that stretch of Route 112 still feels cold, still feels quiet. But now, it carries the weight of a question that refuses to die. What happened to Maura Murray in those few silent minutes between the crash and her disappearance? Because something did happen. Something no one saw. Something no one heard. And to this day, no one can explain. After Maura's car was found abandoned, what investigators discovered, or rather what they didn't discover, only deepened the mystery. Her black Saturn was locked. The windshield was cracked. The airbags had deployed. But strangely, there was no blood, no signs of injury, and no footprints leading away from the car in any direction. It was as if she had simply vanished into the cold New Hampshire air. Inside the car were several personal items: her school books, a stuffed animal, and a box of Franzia wine, some of which had spilled. Also found was a Coke bottle that smelled like alcohol, leading some to believe she may have been drinking and driving. But there was something else, something far more unusual. A rag was tightly stuffed into the tailpipe of her car. Why would anyone do that? Some theorize she was trying to stop the car from being noticed, or maybe trying to temporarily block the exhaust to hide a mechanical problem. Others suggest it was a desperate move, a sign that she may have been trying to harm herself. But there's no proof of that, and Maura didn't leave behind a note or say goodbye to anyone. This single strange detail has never been fully explained. Her wallet, cell phone, and bank card were all missing, presumed to be with her. But none of them were ever used again. Not once, not a call, not a credit card swipe, not even a ping on a cell tower. In the digital age, we expect people to leave behind digital footprints. Maura left nothing. Then there was the discovery that just before she left campus, Maura had done some puzzling things. She had searched online for directions to lodging in the White Mountains, places like Bartlett, New Hampshire. She had even emailed her boyfriend and told her professors she'd be gone for a few days due to a family death. But there had been no such death in the family. What was she planning? Had she run away to clear her head, to start over? Was she meeting someone? Or was she running from something? Adding to the confusion, her father had visited her the weekend before. He said she seemed fine, normal. But that same week, Maura had received a mysterious phone call while working her campus security job, and afterward, she was visibly upset. She broke down in tears. What was that call about? Who was on the other end? So many pieces, but they don't fit. An abandoned car, a rag in the tailpipe, alcohol in the car, but no clear evidence of drinking. A missing phone, no signal. Luggage packed, but not enough to suggest she was running away for good. These clues don't form a clear picture. Instead, they create a fog, one that's lasted 20 years, and through that fog, one thing remains chillingly clear. Whatever happened to Maura Murray, it left behind just enough evidence to haunt us, but not enough to solve the case. 2 decades, hundreds of tips, dozens of interviews, but no answers. With every passing year, the disappearance of Maura Murray becomes less of a case and more of a legend, a cold, unsolved mystery that lives online, passed from one true crime community to the next, and with no confirmed evidence, theories have taken over. Let's start with the most basic. Was Maura running away? She'd recently crashed her father's car just days before the disappearance. She had troubles at school, possibly facing consequences for using stolen credit card numbers. Was she overwhelmed, embarrassed, trying to escape it all? After all, she packed her bags, withdrew nearly all her money, around $280, and searched for a hotel in the mountains. Maybe she just needed space, a break from the pressure. But if that's true, why did she never come back? No one runs away for air and stays gone for 20 years. There's no evidence she assumed a new identity, left the country, or contacted anyone, family, friends, no one. It's like she stepped off the grid and fell into silence. Then there's the darker possibility: foul play. Could someone have picked her up after the crash? Someone with bad intentions? A random stranger, or someone she planned to meet? Police view. Dogs tracked her scent just 100 feet down the road from her car. Then nothing. No trail. No scent. As if she got into a vehicle and disappeared. But no witness saw that. No camera captured it. No confession ever came forward. What makes this more disturbing is how rural the area is. Route 112 isn't a busy road. It's isolated, surrounded by trees, darkness, and silence. If someone did hurt Maura that night, they could have done it without anyone ever knowing. Some have even wondered about the bus driver, the last known person to see her alive. But police have cleared him multiple times, and his story has never changed. He said she was calm, didn't want help, and that's all he knew. And then there's the possibility people don't like to talk about. Did Maura end her own life? Some point to her recent emotional stress, the secrecy before she left campus, and the alcohol in her car. But again, no body has ever been found, not even remains. Searches with dogs, helicopters, and even ground-penetrating radar turned up nothing. Not a single shred of physical evidence. And that leads to the final theory. Was Maura's disappearance covered up? Some online investigators believe she may have been accidentally killed by a passerby, a local, or someone she knew, and then hidden. In a small town like Haverhill with long histories and deep secrets, some believe people close to the truth have stayed quiet. But after 20 years, no arrests, no confessions, no new evidence, just theories, endless haunting theories. Each one feels possible, each one feels incomplete, and every single one leaves us with the same question. Where is Maura Murray? It's been 20 years, 2 decades since Maura Murray stepped out of her car on a cold, dark road in rural New Hampshire and vanished. No confirmed sightings, no arrests, no answers. just silence. But the world hasn't forgotten. Every year, new people discover Maura's case and fall down the same rabbit hole. Message boards, documentaries, podcasts, Reddit threads. Her story has become more than a mystery, it's become a movement. Strangers have searched the woods where police stopped looking. Online communities have tracked down leads, compared aerial maps, even scanned satellite images hoping to find something, anything, that others missed. And yet, the truth remains buried. In 2019, authorities searched a basement in a nearby home after receiving a credible tip. Ground-penetrating radar picked up what appeared to be a disturbed area under the concrete. People thought, maybe this was it. Maybe the truth was finally about to come out. But nothing was found. Just another dead end. Maura's family hasn't stopped either. Her father, Fred Murray, has spent years chasing leads, walking through frozen forests, begging authorities to reopen parts of the investigation. He's been met with resistance, red tape, and frustration, but he's never stopped searching for his daughter. In recent years, technology has advanced. DNA testing, forensic tools, and digital tracking are more powerful than ever. Yet none of it has brought Maura home. No phone records, no traceable pings, no financial activity. In today's world, that kind of disappearance feels almost impossible. And that's what makes this case so chilling. How can someone vanish without a trace in America? In 2004, with investigators, media, and the internet watching, some believe the truth is still out there, buried in someone's memory. Maybe even someone's guilt. Maybe it was a stranger. Maybe it was someone she trusted. Or maybe, just maybe, she's still alive, watching from somewhere, silent, waiting for her moment to return. We don't know, and maybe we never will. But what we do know is that someone, somewhere, knows something, and 20 years is too long to stay quiet. Because Maura wasn't just a mystery. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, a real person with a future that was stolen in a matter of minutes. Her story deserves more than silence. It deserves justice. It deserves truth. And maybe that truth will come. Not from police, not from experts, but from one person, finally ready to talk. Until then, we remember her. We tell her story. We keep asking the question, what happened to Maura Murray? And if you believe this story matters, if you want to see the truth uncovered, then don't let it fade. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to this channel for more true crime. Stories that deserve to be heard. Because the more people who know, the harder it becomes for the truth to stay hidden.